Hi, it's MaBee and we are Wednesday, the day of communication, the day of Mercury, Hermes, the messenger of the gods and of course of the human beings. So what I wanted to share with you is first to give gratitude to each one of you as you've been watching the journey of beautiful living joy from the time he was 4 or 5 days when he was brought to me in a very, very bad health. And with a head trauma, he fell on the side, and with a broken beak. Now, the good news is his beak was growing, very slowly, but growing. And on Sunday, a living joint did not return, and it has not returned. So I just wanted to really bless each one of you whose journey has been lifted by just witnessing the joy from that beautiful, living, sentient being. The joy, yes. So, hello, Gabby. Hello, darling. So the joy of this beautiful living joy. I had called him living joy first because it had chosen to stay alive. And I watched over him for a couple of nights and a couple of days as he was really in a bad state. And right now, I just want all of you who have been following him or her just to send the most beautiful love. So his next stage of life, whatever took place, maybe nurturing a peregrine falcon, maybe nurturing a buzzard, who knows? Whatever, let us hold that vision that now it can eat, it's soaring with wings of light as it goes and rises higher up. So I just wanted to give those news to you. It's not been easy for me. So, yes, there's a bit of sadness. And what an amazing being. What an amazing being. It was a joy to watch how any being we care for totally trusts. I mean, this being totally trusted me. I wasn't from his family, and yet he trusted me. So today I just want to hold that. How we can trust someone we don't know when we choose to stay alive in a totally different dimension. I didn't belong to his world. And yet I totally stayed with this beautiful being. So today what I noticed is how complex it is to find what is truth on social media and what is fake. And this is a huge piece right now. And I did post on Facebook, very short post, on beautiful Solzhenitsyn, who has been a writer. He was part of the intellectuals who was sent to the Gulag for speaking his truth, for standing to be different, and how difficult it is right now just to be different, just to choose to be different, not to go with a collective social media information and to do one's own research. So right now I live in France. I'm doing my own research. I come from a very, very powerful medical background where both parents were in the medical field. So I had a huge amount of information, as every day my parents would be talking about cases. So, and I have been researching with genuine etymologists, genuine professors who have spent their life serving science and serving the good of all. So when you heal, Papa used to say, you do no harm. That's the key when you start doing any healing, that you are on the field of being a surgeon, a dentist, any field of medicine, including herbalist, Ayurvedic medicine, whatever your choice. I'm going to go to my osteopath this afternoon. But the key is you do no harm. That is the vow of Hippocrates, which is what they swear when you become a doctor. That's what my father swore to, and that is exactly what I hold within me, as I have many diplomas in alternative medicine. And there is another one that's very important. It's called the Code of Nuremberg. That beautiful Code of Nuremberg was written after the end of the war, when I was born, following a lot of atrocities that took place at the hands of big farmers, at the hands of big technologies of experimentations, not only on the Jews, but on the young German soldiers who were being given, it's a very long name, but that is what they were given every day, enabling them to walk day and night, and not to go with sleep, not to go with drink, not to go with food. So there is a lot going on. And it's really takes some dedication to keep tracking. So as a medium and a psychic, I do track. It really matters for me to move away from what social media is rolling out. But each one of us, we have to do our own search. So today, I really wanted to honor each one of you who have followed, cared for, loved, been rejoiced, been lifted by Living Joy. So it's an homage to Living Joy and to life, because I named him Living Joy, because he offered joy to each one of you watching his videos every other day or once a week at least. So going to leave you with that. I hope you're well, Gabby. I really hope you're well. And you mentioned you might be coming. I have had a look. It looks extremely complicated. So if you can wait a little bit before putting you into a complex situation, let's wait until all this unfolds. And it will unfold. It is starting to unfold. Okay? So let's stay with that. Stay healthy. Make sure you take your vitamin C, your magnesium, your zinc. And if you want the recipe, if you start a chest infection, I can give you the recipe for making your own quinine. I made my own. And it really worked wonderful for my chest. And be aware, my chest has to do with, one of my vertebrae is out of place, following the fact that I slipped down the stairs a few weeks ago, and following grief. Yeah. So grief at not being with loved ones, grief at being very different from the choices of loved ones, and loved ones projecting thought forms upon me, which is extremely heavy. So I don't need any thought forms. I don't need any false belief systems over me. I stand in my own truth. I stand sovereign. And when I do post something, I post it having pondered first on this. Now, Professor Jean-Bernard Fortillon, who has been professor and working as an epidemiologist in the greatest hospitals and worldwide, including for Pfizer in the United States. He has mentioned that the vaccines that they are rolling out for France are extremely poisonous, and he did share what was in them. So, in a way, my concern was, so those of you who are going with, just staying with media, BBC, ITV, whatever is rolling out, those medias are being compromised. They have received tremendous amount of money from big CEO companies. Do your own research. I'm not going to do it for you. But what he was sharing is sadly, this V, well, injection, he named it injection, is not a V. And it contains HIV, it contains malaria, it contains all sorts of things. There are different ones, but the one rolling out for the French contains, I mean, he studied it, he's worked, and he's just denounced the French Institut Pasteur. He's taking them to court for manipulating the C-SARS-2. So I want those of you who are giving me comments that I might be a conspirator, okay? If that is your belief, then fine. But please stop telling me, because my task, my path has always been, since I was a child, to be aligned with truth. And I will be aligned with truth. And I'm not afraid. Death is part of life. We've lived with viruses for thousands of years. So waging a war against virus for me is absolutely a war against myself. Because I have to trust that my immune system is strong enough to cope and to stand. And if I do die, then it's my time to move on. And I'm a being of light, and death is only the shell that is falling apart. I go on as this beautiful divine light being. So that is my take for today. So thank you for watching, if you're still there, and if you're not. Have a beautiful week, have a beautiful day, as it is Mercury. Be watchful of how you share your thoughts, how you relate to each other, how you care, how you hold kindness, and are you aligned with your soul purpose? My soul purpose was to be free and to care enough. So I would, at this time on planet Earth, I would be free in my speech, in my soul, and in my spirit, and in my body. So I hold those values for me and for my grandchildren, if they wish, and if they don't, that is fine too. We have the freedom of choice. And for my friends, you too are free. So blessings and homage to beautiful living joy. May your next field of experiencing life on earth be one of absolute joy and freedom. And that's what I wish to each one of you. Blessings. And it's MaBee on the 27th of January, 2021. Be blessed, darlings.